In today's video, I'm going to show you a portrait I did last year that I submitted to a competition. And while we watch the process of me starting that painting, I thought I'd talk about whether or not I think competitions are really worth it or not, and like just the pros and cons of art competitions right now. So this one behind me is just a new painting I'm working on, but I'll show you in a second the portrait I did, and I have video of the beginning stages of creating the portrait and sort of blocking in the face. So let's watch that process and we'll talk about portrait competitions. So here we've got the beginning stages of my painting Wildflower, which I did in 2024, and it was of my friend Nikki. And after it was done, I thought I liked it, I thought it was good, so I thought I would submit it to the Mod Portrait competition, and that's in Barcelona, Spain. So it's something I had seen online several times, and it had been in my mind that maybe I should apply to it at some point. And I think when you're looking at competitions, it's good to think about what type of paintings seem to be finalists in the past, and does it fit your style. So this one in Spain seems to consistently do sort of contemporary figurative portraits as their finalists, so not super traditional, like a mix of contemporary and traditional. So I felt like it was a good fit for me. So for this piece in particular, I decided to submit it. You have to pay a fee to submit, and I found out I was a finalist, which was awesome, and I was very happy about that because it's just something you can sort of put on your resume, and you can share it with your fans, and it just it's a good thing to have to promote your work. But then you also have to, for this competition, ship the painting to Spain, which is a big expense. That's actually much more expensive than the cost to submit the work to the competition. So I think it cost probably it was at least $400 to ship it to Spain. I can't remember exactly how much it was. And hoping that you're going to win the prize money is, it's a long shot. I think when you do competitions, it should be more thinking about just as a promotional tool, not about winning prize money. So, of course, this didn't end up winning the competition, but it was exhibited in the show, and so that was really awesome. And I wasn't able to go, but it was still a great opportunity. So I think there's a lot of pros and cons to art competitions, but let's talk about the pros first. If you're enjoying this video, please consider signing up for my painting course. It's brand new, I did it this year, and it's going to show you everything from start to finish on how I create a painting. You get to see my supplies, you get to see how I do a photo shoot, and then the entire painting from start to finish. So if you like my style and you like these videos, I think you're really going to enjoy it. The link to sign up for the painting course is in the description below. And now let's get back to the video. I think it gives you a good goal to set your focus on. So if you really know that you want to submit something to a competition, you can have that in mind maybe even before you start a painting. And I think anytime you have a goal with art, it's really helpful to keep you motivated. So having a goal is great, and if that's the little extra nudge you need to get you going, then I think that's a good reason to do an art competition. I think that it's also putting your work in front of new people, and that can be the people that go to the show if you're a finalist. It could even just be the judges who are reviewing the work, and it can also just be the promotion that comes after the fact if you are a finalist, that you can promote it to on Instagram or different things like that you're a finalist. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to get your work in front of eyes that maybe haven't seen your work before. And I think that's very important, and that's probably the number one reason why you might want to consider doing a competition. Because I really don't think focusing on the prizes or the whatever the prize money or awards are, I don't think that's something you should count on. It's just there's so many people that apply. It's just not realistic to assume you're going to get any sort of reward from the actual competition itself. And then if you are a finalist and you're getting this promotion, I feel like that sort of pays for like the extra expenses you have to like put into it, like the entry fee and the shipping and stuff. It sort of cancels each other out. And if you are lucky enough to win prize money or something like that, that's a huge bonus, but just don't count on it. And lastly, I think something that means a lot to all of us artists is just getting recognition from your peers. I think that's a very nice thing to get, whether it's the judges or just people commenting. You know, just anytime other artists are recognizing the effort you put in, I think that's just a nice thing to have. So those are all good reasons to do a competition. On the flip side, the cons I would say is just that it takes money and time. So it's not just your entry fee, but it's also just the work submitting, the time you spend submitting the work, shipping the painting if you're a finalist, things like that. That's a lot of time. I'd say another con is sometimes it can feel like competitions are there just as like a way for the artist to inflate their ego or like just feel good about themselves. Like if that's the reason you're doing it, I don't think that's a good reason to enter a competition. You know, there's so many competitions out there and you don't want to just be constantly submitting stuff in just hopes to get some recognition. I think you should be strategic about it, find maybe a couple that are similar to your style and just do a few here and there. You don't even need to do it like every year at all. And the biggest con is just that all of that time and effort you spend often can just end up in nothing, because the majority of competitions I've submitted to, I'm not even a finalist or anything. So this was nice to be a finalist for this painting, but often the result is just absolutely nothing. So that's a big con. Overall, I do think they're good to do every once in a while. I think it's nice to be involved in the art community in that way. So sometimes you're involved by doing shows or events, but this is just another way to like do something with your peers that's just, you know, recognizing their work and maybe they recognize your work. So I think it's a nice thing to do in that sense. Some of the major art competitions that I've submitted work to in the past is the Portrait Society of America, the Beautiful Bazaar magazine competition, which I was a finalist in once, and also like this mod portrait one that I was talking about. Those are all great ones to submit to. There's a million others. And yeah, so overall I would say yes, do competitions, but just don't expect too much and don't do them too often. I hope you guys found this interesting. I am going to try to keep doing more videos like this where I pick a subject to talk about while you guys can watch me do some paintings. Don't forget that I do have my art class available. I'll have the link in the description. My art class is through Kara Bullock's art school. So she has a whole online art school where you can order just different classes from different artists. So mine is on there. It's a great portrait painting class, and I think you guys would really enjoy it if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.